but my work had drawn the attention of British naval intelligence. They've been following one of Hitler's protégés sent to Africa, a ruthless advocate of nerve agents in the last war, General Franz Wahlen. Their informant, close to Wahlen, has gone dark, so they want me to investigate. My first port of call is the Gaberoun oasis, an Axis transport hub. Scout teams and commanders pass through here, along with intel. I have the cover of darkness on my side. There's a few officers in the area, so that's where I'll start my search. I can see plenty of elevation around the lake. Perfect to set up my rifle. If Valen's been here, there'll be a trail, and I'll find it.
Right, so hello viewers and welcome back to our Let's Play of Sniper Elite 3. So, we're advancing to the second mission. Not really sure if we covered that intro cutscene at the end of the first mission, but anyhow, better safe than sorry, right? So, I guess we'll just watch that once more. So the game really opens up from here. I mean, we definitely have a full suite of equipment that we can customize here, and, well, I figured this would be a nice time to show it. So, starting off, I played the game for a little bit yesterday, and, well, actually, technically today, and, oh man, I just had so many interruptions to filming that I just couldn't really produce anything solid there. So I've already played the second mission here pretty much to the end, and in the process I've unlocked a new rifle, the Carcano, I suppose, an Italian bolt-for-action rifle. Compared to the M1 Gaberoun, it obviously features, lower fire rate, less ammunition, but it is much higher in muzzle velocity. Doesn't necessarily have, say, as much scope stability, but it has more zoom and it does slightly more damage, and however it has slightly more recoil. So it'll be interesting to see how that rifle performs. In addition, of course, as you may have noticed, we have the Thompson or the MP40. I think we'll equip Thompson, and for whatever reason, the Sten seems to be a direct upgrade from the, or rather the MP40 seems to be a direct upgrade from the Sten. So we'll go with that. We will equip these things and really just move forward. There's also a few pistol options. The Weld Rod is the go-to one because it's the silenced one, of course. But the most interesting portion here is namely how the game handles these objects listed here. So there's a wide variety of different equipment that we can take along with us inside the game, namely, grenades, bandages, medkits. You have the different types of mines and armor-piercing rounds, along with some dynamite. And how these work is that, well, we can of course equip them. We can take 2 of them each on each mission with us. And the thing is that it's a mix and match system. You have 6 slots, and you can effectively pick and choose what you really want to take. So it's definitely interesting, and of course it will be useful inside the future. In addition, we can customize our rifle, but currently, I mean, there's not too much we can do here. So all that really does is that, of course, it adds a few cosmetic changes, and it'll affect statistics slightly in certain areas. I believe the scope is the big portion here, where it'll add a sizable chunk to your scope's zoom, which might be useful. And we can also customize our scope in terms of which crosshair we want to take. It's not honestly that useful in that it's more or less just a decal in the center of your scope. So on that note, I suppose we'll begin, and we'll really just go forwards from here. Right, so like I said, I mean, second mission.
That's loud enough to cover my rifle fire.
This is where the game just sort of opens up more to us right now. So, I mean, playing on one of the harder difficulties right now, playing on a sniper.
This is a good place to use my binoculars.
One of the things that the game really encourages at this point is that it really encourages us to be stealthy and tactical in the way that we choose our targets here. So with that said, currently, I mean, we have the objective to really just kill that officer down there, but over the course of this level, we'll be sort of navigating this area, and what effectively happens is that the game will mark down some of these areas, these sniper nests, if you will, here and there, and it will effectively just give us the option to hopefully get into, rather, you know, sneak our way into these positions, so that we can, well, take down these guys to for a better effect, really. That'll give us a nice vantage point where we can see definitely more of these guys, and of course that will present us with more targets to take down. So one of the things that currently had to do, it looks like the engine, where the, you know, the generator noise back there didn't fully complete on my first shot there, so I'm gonna wait until hopefully some of these people return to their posts. I'm gonna wait for that sound to start up again. It's gonna display that logo up at the top of the screen here, and hopefully during its time we'll be able to pick off one or two guys. Unfortunately, one of the things that I've noticed inside the game is that sometimes when you get these nice mid-torso shots and neck shots, the game will display the fact that you hit the person, but it won't display the fact that, you know, it'd probably be a killing shot in reality. So with that said, we're going to have to be... I want to be fairly careful here with what happens when we try to pick off these guys. That one looks like it worked out fairly well. So load our bolt action rifle here. Wait for that thing to play once more. Come on. And there we go. So that's one more body to add to the grave pile. And the last guy looks like he'll be fairly easy. Right, so now that these people are gone, I should probably tell you a little bit about these, this relocation system. You see here that currently there's that blue bar on the HUD, and what'll happen is that I believe they revamped the alerted system for the game here. So what'll happen is that, to just sort of add to realism, is that in the event that the enemy is suspicious and of course alerted to your actions, what'll happen is that they won't find out where you are immediately, unless, of course, somebody physically, you know, finds you and tells the troops around him. What will happen is that that meter will start to fill up, depending on how many times you shoot from the same location. The general idea is that it's meant to, of course, make the game a little bit more, how you say, perhaps... what's the word I'm looking for here? It's like intuitive, but engaging, I suppose. Immersive. There we go. Knew it started with an I or an E. But anyhow, yeah, it's definitely meant to make the game more so like that. And with that said, I mean, using these systems in the correct manner here will, of course, be vital to our survival inside the harder difficulties here. And another one here is that right below that meter, you'll see that big eye there. That's our little stealth gauge, if you will. Currently, as I've done the scenario quite a few times, I already know the general layout of these people.
That barrel looks dangerous.
And the general idea is that if you hide in, say, some of the tall grass here, you'll be covered, and alternatively, if you go into the open, where there are lights, that will work the opposite way. As you saw there, sometimes I'd say there's a few problems with pistol portion, with the secondary weapons inside the game, in that they seem to have really big reticles by default. I mean, I suppose it could be just, you know, part of the gameplay, meant to make you use the sniper rifle, but at times it's really rather frustrating in that sometimes you'll line up these shots, which you just simply can't really take because of how the game sort of makes those shots out to be. Hopefully this shot will be hidden by the sounds of that generator. Evidently not, so we'll have to back out here. And as you can see here, that relocation meter fills up by, say, a small amount. Now, this location is marked as a sniper's nest, so it's definitely a good vantage point. Some of these sniper's nests will be publicized locations, some of them will be hidden ones. But in this event, that one is it's just sort of a one that you know right off the bat. One of the things that I want to do here is I want to keep the guys on alert, or off alert for now. And I want to wait until that meter drops back down, because that's a spot that I want to use again. So as you see here, that meter has dropped back down. The guards will still be somewhat alerted, despite the fact that it won't tell us that immediately here. They'll try to go back to their assigned posts. And in the process, they might check one or two things here and there. So with that said, we'll reset up, we'll wait for that thing once more, and we'll just pick off these people as we go here. So one more like that. Two more guys over here, three more guys inside this area. I should tag these guys, actually, is what I should do. Do something like that. Extract to the gun. Have to make sure that these shots are very, very close to the spine, or else, like I said, they do have a tendency to, for whatever reason, just bobble. Got that guy. Oh no, he's gonna find that person. Oh hey, looks like he didn't actually find the corpse down there, so that's good. I suppose he'll join him.
Toter Mann!
Right, so another guy down, some nice experience, and that will allow us to, of course, start the process once more. Mark a few
Officers
more
have keener
targets
sight than the grunts.
to pick out. So now there's still quite a few guys around here to, of course, pick out. And, I mean, either way, of course, like the last officer, we do have to search these guys after we shoot them. So with that said, I think the best option inside the current situation here would be to mark each and every single one of the people beforehand. And once we get, of course, down into the ruins area here, we will have a much easier time.
Avete visto qualcosa?
Right, so again, I think that, yeah, that shot should have graced him over there. But either way, what we can do here is that I think we'll just sit tight here for some time. And we'll see whether or not that meter drops back down, just like that. And we'll move back and we'll take a few shots. Right, so the guards will reconvene here. As you can see, sometimes they'll generally be more alerted than previously. Speaking of which, it looks like one of those people down there is looking directly at us. But they'll go back on their AI routines very shortly. It happens again right there. That is really weird. I think we'll just go in with the whale rod there. Yeah, I mean that, like, evidently, I mean, indicated by the assisted empty launcher type of thing right there. That should have been a mid-center body shot either way. So with that said, yeah, I really don't know what causes that. I mean, it was inside the second game as well, where sometimes if you try to hit the people, no matter what, it just wouldn't happen. It'd register, but for whatever reason, yeah, it's just really odd. It'd register, but it'd register as a non-fatal shot. I mean, luckily though, we can make up for that.
Was war das?
Just take out those people like that. Let's see what we can grab here for whale rod ammunition. And I think we'll just take out these guys, hopefully, with a pistol instead of risking it. Let's see whether or not we can bait this guy out. So I'm gonna throw a rock over there. See whether or not our Italian officer or German officer, you never know. He looks like he's a Italian officer. Comes out, and we will just get rid of him like that. Search him because we need to, and we'll just move forwards like that. I wonder if there's something down that well. Doesn't look like it, but there's quite a few collectibles inside the game as well, and it might be worth our while checking out those, but I don't think it'll be worth it to, say, try and find all of them. Now, I swear there were like 3 guards manning that fire pit earlier, so I want to be fairly careful here. Good thing is that we have all of this tall grass, which, as you can see, does a fairly good job at hiding us from detection. That'll make us really hard to spot, especially when we move like this. And I think we're inside the clear, so...
I have to go prone to get through there.
Move a bit faster. And it looks like we are getting very, very close to the third assassination person people will place here. Right, so let's see, there's a few guys over there. And I don't think you can go inside the water. We'll try. This is something that I haven't tried yet. And no, invisible wall. Right, well, fair. Well, either way, I mean, I guess that works. I suppose what we'll do now is try to pick off this guy and his buddies inside here. Can I assassinate this guy? Doesn't look like I can, so...
I'll have to hide any bodies I kill to stay hidden.
I want to save some of this pistol ammunition because it's actually quite rare to find on these enemy guys. So with that said... the best option would be to do that. Now let's see, we're actually fairly close to both of these guys now. So I think we'll actually go for the one over there first, because I'd say that one's slightly easier than the other one. Oh.
Nanu?
Right, so we don't want that guy to be alerted too much. I want him to actually walk over here. And we'll want to see
The searchlight operator needs to go.
To get rid of him like that. Right, so optional objective, disable the searchlight. We'll try to do that one as well. And again, I'll try to search some of the people along our route for some more ammunition. Try our best here to shimmy around the enemy here. I probably won't be doing, say, all of the secondary objectives here and there, because I don't think it'd be... actually, no, we can do this one, the one with the lighthouse. So I don't think this would be that difficult. All we would really have to do is to just get up those ladder stairs and knock them out. It might actually even provide us with decent sniping spots. I think we will. But I know for this particular level, there will be one which involves blowing up that entire motor pool.
Destroying those trucks will damage their supply lines.
And look what happened. So that triggers. And yeah, that one's actually quite difficult, so it's not something that I'd like to do. So that should pretty much take care of this searchlight type of thing. Disable, so let's see. I'm gonna see whether or not I can disable it to some way that doesn't revolve shooting it. I guess that works. And it looks like that uncovers a new sniping spot. Not that we're gonna use it, of course, because we have the well rod pistol. That guy's walking too fast. I don't want to try to catch up to him. Ooh, this'll be intriguing. Yeah, so it looks like there's two people inside the tent. That officer likes to bobble around in and out of that tent. So with that said, it looks like there's one guy right over there. Have to wait until he hopefully gets into a nice position like that. Cap him, drop him, and loot him. There we go. So that's 2 out of 3. And the final one over there, that one I've been saving because that one's actually quite challenging to take out, and I'll show you guys why that is like such. Now, I believe for that motor pool mission, we're supposed to destroy a whole bunch of those trucks, and of course that would alert the enemy to our presence by an absolute ton. So, with that said, I'm not going to do that one. It's quite challenging. and I suppose it's reserved for people who would like that challenge.
I should think about using some traps. An ambush.
Currently we carry a few of these trip mines. It's not going to be particularly useful, at least for the next little while, so we'll save those. Right, so we're gonna come over here. There's one guy just sort of leaning there, and we'll take him out silently with a nice ping sound like that. But the problem here is simple. On the other side, there's like right around 3 guys all around the jolly campfire there in a location that would otherwise be fairly difficult to take down. So what we're gonna do is throw a grenade there. And we're gonna blow all of them up like that, which this area so happens to be a tiny ammunition dump. As you saw there, that thing blew up, some of the other crates and crap blew up as well, and I took down all 3 of those guys, leaving their friends over there wondering about what the heck happened. And afterwards we can cap him. Take this last note, some sort of a threat assignment thing, and move forwards. It looks like we've found a landmine as well. So that is sort of that. It looks like we're supposed to find one other officer to take out, so I'll save the game just right here, and we will continue. So this part's actually quite challenging right here. Supposed to get that one final guy. He's actually holed up in quite a nice area. He's actually guarded by a few machine guns as well, which you'll see here. I think I can run slightly further, but right ahead is a MG 34 or 42.
I'm low on ammunition.
And we'll just ping him off like that. There's also going to be another guy over there which has a very similar setup. Right, so let's use some of the traps now. We're in a pretty good location to boogie trap a few of these areas, so I think we'll start off by putting one thing right there. Hopefully that'll keep a few enemies off our backs, because later on I intend to go loud. Looks like they've been alerted to something over here. We're gonna make a nice assortment of those things here and there. There we go, perfect. And my plans are, and I'll show you guys why I'm doing this in a second, but I want to make this area a stronghold in its own right. Hopefully we might even get another one of these mines out of this guy. Nothing found, unfortunately. You could probably hear that humming inside the background. There's another one of those things that will mask the sound of our shots nearby. And all that one requires is us to ping that guy down and take out his friend who's on guard fairly close by. And afterwards we'll have a very nice shooting spot. But at the same time, this area is very, very open. So with that said, perhaps it's not the best area to stay around for long, but since we have a nice little trap set up, we should be able to hold up in this area.
I can hide my shots if I damage this generator.
in the event something goes
Habt ihr
wrong
das
here.
gehört?